Hello, how's everyone doing today? So we're back with Reverse 1999. If anyone didn't know, today's the 1.9 update, which is also the first anniversary for Reverse, since exactly almost like I think it's exactly 1 year since the game came out. Right, so I already opened it up, so we already got the free Sims West. So we got the free 6-star. We did also get the free the 10 wishes. Wait, I'm not sure if it was 1 or 10. I forget. We also got Matilda. I didn't actually read her letter, but let's see. Vertin, I have just finished reading Sonata's annual report, and yours as well. While both of you have made noteworthy contribution to the Foundation, what I'm going to accomplish as the Monitor Assistant will eclipse your effort in every regards. You will soon have the honor of witnessing my tremendous achievement, and you will willingly and personally hand over the Investigator of the Year to me. Sincerely, the excellent Matilda Barreau. P.S. The reason I progressed so much is because I'm a genius, not because I started lower than her. And what else is there? Oh, I want to see one of the cool garments, or this one that I saw. So if you looked at Regulus. Before she started with a boat, now she has an airplane or aircraft. That's kind of neat. Let me see what the advanced this one is. This is also another garment that came out today. Jessica. And we have Voyager. That's kind of cute. Alright. Let's see. Was there any no monthly? Okay.
You had a productive day and deserve a relaxing night. No reason for anyone to get in your way.
I just collected. Let's see. Okay, so we'll start with wishes. Let's see if we got. I forgot. I was gonna. Yesterday I forgot to do a wish for Wind Song, but I forgot that ended. So we're gonna roll for Lucy. And this one is the same thing as when I think 1.6 came out, where if you lose pity, as determines on how many rolls you do, you can get like another set of Lucy. But by the time you probably have at least 1 or 2 of her. Alright, start to summon. So summon 10. So this one I can't. Oh, so what do you guys think? Do we get Lucy? Alright, I hope we did. We did it! We got her! So that means I could have gotten Windsong when because I forgot what the pity was.
A hand-operated spinning wheel half-drenched in water. This indicates a low level of technological development here. Do not worry, Timekeeper.
So
I am
she's
equipped with 15 adaptive plugs suitable for any situation. I will start by running the drape.
Who else do we get? We got necrosis. I forgot who were the other wishes that he could get in here. So details. Oh, okay. So we already have those 5 stars ready. Alright, since we got Lucy, let's check out. Actually, let's replace Vera with Villa with Lucy. Where's Lucy? I'm not sure. I know there's one where she has a character, like a face.
Your visits are always unexpected. I appreciate that. Door knocking is...
Okay, so let's see how far we can get her up to. I used up 2 of my things to do this, but it does look like that I didn't need to do it because I guess this is for anyone who missed the events. They're able to, you know, go in it and do the 3 different missions.
Hey, is that gal really coming?
So in case you didn't do River of the...
stealing to every living person before she acts. And she even made a security plan for us.
Well, I'll say, she's either a maniac or a freaking crime genius.
So this event was the first one that came out for Reverse 1999.
It is mine now.
I think.
Satisfied with the answer?
I think this is the first one.
One last to go, Melania.
The Rimmet Cup.
Now, does anyone not want to visit the Rimmet Cup? Raise your paw, please. All right, it's unanimous.
New Humans is a robotics company doing the right cause. They have never failed any mission as a security. I'm sorry, Mr. Iverson. Actually,
Digger!
I knew my entrance would be so straightforward. Catch them!
So the 2 characters in this story was Melina, Pickles, and Digger.
I can't believe someone has found me. Am I exposed?
The puppy is asking for your help.
All right, puppy. Let's make a deal.
So in case anybody is late to the Reverse 999 game, you can I think you have to do at least 2 weeklies to unlock the, you know, Panura can. And the Panura can is usually for the antidotes. So I'm already caught up for antidote, and I think the next antidote comes out in 8 days. Alright, let's see. Alright, we'll see the video, the set trailer. So I'm gonna show you the trailer for this one. So I didn't see the trailer yet either. I just skipped it since I know I was gonna stream it later on. The 1.9. I think that this is the next chapter. Vertin? That's Vertin. Time's frozen.
If you're here to check on the progress, there is none. A I'm afraid you'll leave disappointed, Madam Lucy.
Send this to everyone.
This is La Unua.
We must share this with everyone. La Unua Tiaklo.
Stop the transmission! The ritual is wrong!
Uh-oh. Oh! Kikanya, too! She's a character that I can get in this 1.9 series. But she's probably the next that's the next banner. .37's in here too. The Sophia. Alright, well, let's watch. Is Flying to the Past, is that her story? Okay, so it is her story, so there's a story one. But we'll do the main of chapter for now. Right? So part 1. The Secret of the Diagonal. Hey Dale, thanks for redeeming first. So we're on doing the first the 1.9 update. So 1 year anniversary for Reverse 999.
Mama, I have a question. Why don't people like the irrational numbers?
The woman turns around, gazing her daughter with warm affection.
Do you feel the same about them, 37?
Oh, 77!
Maybe a little?
37 looks down and kicks away a pebble.
You see, Mama, I can count to 3 and to 17, but I can never count to something like 0.0100100001000001, let alone use it in calculations. The endless, non-repeating decimals would make a mess of the results, and I can't keep the equations as simple and elegant as I want.
But your favorite, the circle. The ratio of its circumference to diameter is also an irrational number, is it not?
Pi is special. I know how it was found and what it represents, so I trust it and use it in my calculations. The same with e, logarithm 2, and root 2. But not many irrational numbers are this convenient to work with. Some have no patterns, no simplest forms, and no end. I can't work out their digits, write them out, or calculate them. Not only are they impossible to pinpoint on the number axis, but there's an infinite amount of these irrational numbers. What's so funny, Mama?
You're a clever, silly goose, my dear. You don't dislike them, you just don't understand them enough.
Leaning down, she picks up a soggy twig. Her hands move, sliding the tip of the twig across the sands. 4 equal particulars lines are drawn, with 2 more diagonal lines intersecting in the middle. It is the shape of a familiar square.
Take our old friend root 2, for instance. The irrationality of this number can be proven through basic arithmetic. as it cannot be expressed as an irreducible fraction of integers a over b. A simple proof by contradiction is enough, with no knowledge of irrational numbers required. The presence of root 2 is prevalent in nature, and it is particularly noticeable along the diagonals of a square. This means...
Oh, I know. This means the system built solely on the ratio of integers was flawed.
Yes, root 2 is simple, elegant, and one of the greatest discoveries in mathematics. It showed the existence of infinite incommensurable numbers, with root 2 being the most obvious one to find. This was how the Tower of Old Ideas crumbled, paving the way for revolutionary breakthroughs that catapulted mathematical analysis into uncharted frontiers. We discovered a kingdom beyond our traditional methods, one that's immeasurable, incommensurable, and inexhaustible. And the key to its gates is hidden in plain sight, in the diagonal of a square.
A kingdom of irrationality.
The girl listens intently. As always, she understands quickly.
I see now, Mama. We are not all-knowing beings. There will always be numbers beyond our awareness, such as the nature of irrational numbers. So, if we get to know the irrational numbers better, we can be friends with them too. But you haven't told me why people on the island hate them.
The image of her mother's face fractures. Wait, so what's happening now? But her smile is clean, gentle, quiet, and almost pitying.
Mama?
Uh-oh. Is that a bomb? A nuke?
37. You're awake.
The girl sits upright in bed, her eyes staring at the air in dismay.
Sophia? How long was I out? You've been in a coma for a week.
What?
We...
A week? Her words are cut off as 37 jumps off the bed, rushing her way out.
No, stop! You're not well yet! There's no time. I have to find 6. I have to tell them now. Our circle has been broken.
Now we've learned some manners in a payron, haven't we? Namely, to abstain from beans, never parcel off a loaf, and stay away from the white roosters on the road. It's been so long since we last talked about these things. How time does fly. This rusty brain of mine is struggling to keep up. We should have waited until dawn to light the candles. The sun would have mistaken the day for night and delayed its appearance in the morning. That way we would have had more time to talk.
I don't think that's possible.
Indeed. You possess a far greater understanding of the laws of nature than your ancestors. It's only natural that you wouldn't relate candlelight to sunrise. But for the people of earlier times, there was a commonly understood connection between the two. Did the trees not bear fruit after the Horn of Plenty was filled at the Harvest Festival? Did the field not wave with grain? Does the lighting of a match not illuminate the moon? It's human nature to try to understand the world. Of course, at that time, mistakes were made, and some phenomena were attributed to the wrong causes. Some theories were developed from false facts. It was a time of symbols, you see.
Such as?
The flower represented blessings and harvest. The Ouroboros, the eternal cycle. The hawk, wit and astuteness. And the soil, safety and protection. Aside from nature, the circle symbolized protection, the triangle, stability, and the triple helix, ascendance, change, and the unity of mind, body, and soul. As time went on, things became associated with one another, and more symbols were created.
It's not a very mythical approach.
You can see the cause and effect with your own eyes, dear. It's clear when something is related and when it isn't. If the outcome isn't what we expect, these symbols must be incorrect. But it's not their physical form that's wrong. Physical objects never lie. It's the meaning and concept given to them that are wrong, you see. Objects are just objects. A match is just a match, not the illuminator of the moon. An animal is just an animal. A circle and triangle are only shapes. And you are just you.
Okay. So stage 2, the blue and the gray. From opposite ends of the prayer hall, Worry Eyes meets at the silent standoff. The word that's on her hand.
Nothing's happening.
The whole truth is as crowded as ever. Ideas, noise, and arguments are all crammed in one space.
Miss Virgin, your attention, please.
Who's this?
This is a public inquiry, and your answer determines the fate of you and your friends.
Oh, it's a flashback?
There will be a vote on your punishment, considering the leak of the island's coordinates and the damages caused by you and Manus Vindictae. Yet, in the past 2 hours, you've looked at your watch 10 times. Forgive me for being blunt. What could possibly bother you more than your sentence?
My apologies.
A mocking click of a tongue can be heard from the crowd.
Let her look, 888. Doesn't it occur to you that time is also in the form of numbers? Perhaps she's waiting for her lucky number to come.
The word caused a ripple of chuckles throughout the hall. Clearly, after hours of debate and discussion, the late moment brings much needed sense of relief.
Besides, what conclusions have the good people here made? We were brought together in this great hall today, for misfortunes have struck us in the past week. Manus followers were found dead in our sacred place, the Gorgon current was cut off, and a human army has invaded our land. There are also the territorial disputes, the threats from external powers, and the conflicts between our guests. As you can see, our guests have brought us quite the unexpected gifts. They will give us their explanations. But whose words should we trust? Those of the Foundation or Manus Vindictae?
He bows slightly, gesturing to the left of the stage.
I swear on the Stone of Truth that I have no knowledge of the League. We never gave any information to the humans. As we speak, the St. Pavlov Foundation is taking measures to mediate the territorial disputes from outside the island.
But you did report everything here to the Foundation. And you don't know what they did with the information, do you?
Right.
A questionable defense. A doubtful explanation. Why should we trust her? We all know that the Foundation is closely associated with the humans. They are the false friends of the Arcanists, with their crocodile tears and broken vows. While many may have changed over time, their nefarious human taint lingers. Besides, why should we seek collaboration and assistance from an organization that's 7 years behind us on the study of the emanation? But rush not, brothers and sisters. The moment of decision has not yet arrived. Let's give our old friend Manus Vindicte a fair and equal hearing before casting our pebbles into the pot.
Wait, so I'm checking. It's like red bars, but wait, what do you like? What do you mean, like buffering? Let's try this.
Indeed. The Foundation's understanding of the emanation is 7 years behind ours. However, our Manus friends here are unable to speak at all, let alone understand complex mathematical principles. Please enlighten us, Miss Arcana. Why were swaths of your followers found dead at the door of our sacred place? Did our math lessons drive them to madness, causing them to bash their heads against the gates of truth like martyrs?
So it would seem. What?
Her quick and straight answer caused a commotion in the crowd. Yet, she only gently closed the book on her lap, uncaring of the suspicious stares around her.
One must confess that our followers were ill-prepared to take on the wisdom of the island. But we did come seek mutual development with sincerity. I trust you are aware of the assistance we have provided over the years in this world of matters, which you, though reluctantly, relied upon. As to this debate, I was once told a story that now seems fitting to recount.
Her gaze falls on the bench. The fair-haired judge has not spoken a word since the debate began.
Pray, share with us.
Thank you kindly. 'Tis the story of the Circle. A young artist told it to me before I arrived on this island. In the ancient past, amid a world of primitive instincts and ignorance, the first intelligent mind awakened. Overwhelmed by the enormity of nature and dismayed by its own insignificance, the creature was shaken to its core. In an act of defiance, it drew a magic circle, shielding its powerless self from the formidable world beyond. This was the first magic, when the primitive man mastered the pneuma within and wielded it against the relentless forces of nature. In that process, man hath gained a deeper understanding of the boundaries and limitations of its power. This is the tale of the first circle. The circle shielded us,
and its protection benefits thee to this day. What I find intriguing in this story, man hath established its existence, recognized its boundaries, and learned the purpose of life, all by relying upon this very circle.
At 37, the hall gates burst open. A trig of a small figure leans weakly against the door frame. All eyes are fixed on the young girl. Some have even risen to their feet in surprise. The leader on the bench breaks the silence.
What's wrong, 37?
The island.
Her pale lips tremble, struggling to get the words out.
Our island has fallen ill.
Even the slightest sound is gone. An eerie silence descends upon the hall. Another dud, muffled thump, as if something struck a hard surface. But it is enough to get the rest of the crowd to their feet. They look up at the roof. A thud comes from up there. More thuds follow. As if the hall has turned into a drum, with an out-of-control drummer playing frantically on the dome.
Ah! What is going on? Is that a hailstorm?
No. I don't think so.
Standing outside the gate, the numberless correctors looks up at the sky. Being barred from entering the hall, she can see better from where she stands.
Those are Abraxases.
So those are like the birds.
Falling from the sky.
Another look at the watch. It's something of a habit. Oh, there's a timer now.
It's the storm. The storm of this era is here.
To be continued. Stage 3. Bring the gavel down. The battles can now be a total breeze. Starting from chapter 4, all stages have the breezy mode. What's breezy mode? Switch to breezy mode to experience easier battles. Okay. Switch. Oh, okay. Wait, so there's... Wait. Do I have to do it in... Okay, we'll do it in standard. I'm sorry, is it...
Miss Burton, did you just say the emanation has happened? Just now?
More precisely, its 24-hour countdown has begun. There's always a buffer period before the storm, during which the storm syndrome gradually spreads from the critical point across the globe. The symptoms are different every time, and we have yet to discern a pattern. With the help of Laplace Scientific Computing Center, the best we can do now is to send a 24-hour warning prior to the storm. Another minute has passed.
The hall is once filled with the whispers of the white robes. On this island, dedicated solely for the study of the Emini, the situation has far surpassed their imagination.
Please remain seated, everyone. We are still in the middle of a vote. The emanation holds no influence on this island. The discussion must continue until a satisfactory conclusion is reached. No other subjects shall be brought up until then.
The Banshee, acting as the custodian of the assembly, raises her voice, drowning out the arguments. Despite the unforeseen turns of events, she remains committed to her duty. The debate must go on.
Come here, 37. Can someone please bring her a blanket?
Her voice softens as she looks at the frail, slender girl in front of her.
42. Go with Sophia and check on those Abraxases.
The man bows and leaves. Order is restored under the dome once more.
Ah, good news. Good news indeed. We are freed from the pain of choosing whom to blame, are we not?
What?
The rhetorical raises a hand from the dramatic smile. As usual, he's offering a new perspective of what some might call another attempt at stirring up the crowd.
The emanation is coming. The tides of Numa will pour from above and wash away all trivialities. By then, human intruders and the international powers of this era, along with the turmoil they brought, will all be dissolved and poured into the ditches like gunk. And we will regain our shores and return to the study of essence and forms.
His words are met with silence. The crowd is lost in thought, having long detached themselves from the phenomenal world. 210
No,
words.
It's different this time.
The petite figure stands up on her feet. She is pale as snow from her coma, and did not bother to put on the blanket given to her.
The island has fallen ill. It's getting bloated, stagnant, and sluggish, drifting into the world of matters where ignorance reigns. Soon, the tides of Numa will wash over us, sweeping away the fragments of the phenomenal world.
What did you say? In other words, we will all be taken by the emanation? This
This is unthinkable.
This is terrible news, one that nobody wants to hear right now. The impact is like a bomb going off. The crowd is buzzing with fearful whispers. The lady next to 37 stands up, still holding the unused blanket.
37, you just woke up from a coma. You're not well. Why don't you take another rest?
No, no time for that. I'm here to warn you. The Piron is gone. I can no longer sense it. This has never happened before.
Why are you so surprised, 37?
The question is asked softly, but it's cut like ice.
You should know the reason of its alienation. You brought outsiders to the sacred place. You betrayed the scripture's teachings and angered a Piron. Of course, I may have jumped to this accusation, as Manus Vindicte also intruded our sacred place without permission. People, as of now, there's no proof that the emanation will influence the island. 37's account is lacking. And we are still plagued by suspicions, accusations, and the damages done to our home. We are to proceed with the hearing and reach a final verdict on both the Foundation and Manus Vindicte.
The attempt to refocus the assembly fails as half of the audience turn their attention to the gate. Sophia has returned, standing hesitantly in front of the entrance.
I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I shouldn't have intruded the Hall of Truth, but...
Though irritated by the constant interruption, the custodian immediately noticed her peculiar expression.
Sophia, weren't you and 42 checking on the Abraxases? What is the matter?
The corridor gestures in the air, her voice shaking.
The Abraxases don't look right. Their beaks, no, their entire heads are melting into oil paints.
And 42. We were on the beach, suddenly he...
Her words trails off. Beyond the open gate, the screeching of the bird monsters completes her sentence. The other believers appear behind her, shoving Sophia aside as he flails and stumbles into the hall. His face is melting, colorful oil paints forming.
Now I see! It finally all makes sense! There never was the truth, nor the transcendental! Everything is a lie! Nothing but shadows on walls, flickers of fire and fragments of reality! No one will survive the oblivion! The island will be destroyed amid its conflict!
Is that... the storm syndrome?
42, your face.
Completely disregarding those around him, he bursts into maniac laughter, casting an arcane glow in his palm. He jumps onto the seat and knocks over a roll of torches.
No one!
888, stop conversing with him. We must subdue him. Now.
The battle! Okay. I will use our team.
My duty lies with you.
It's newly made this year.
Yeah, I know.
The moment of
Another
silence.
chart?
Learn from silence.
There they are.
Oh, need me to get you guys an ambulance?
The moment of utterance.
Newly made this year.
I know.
You don't want to miss it.
What? You still don't recognize me? What about now?
It's wrong. Got you.
The moment of silence.
Another jar?
Ooh, they see this.
Benefit from reading.
Ta-da! Time for a special massage.
It's newly made this year.
Yeah, I know.
The moment of utterance.
Another jar?
What? You still don't recognize me? What
We
about
walk
now?
in long nights.
There they are.
Ring the gong of victory.
He has the storm syndrome. Please, listen everyone. 37 is right. Something's changed on this island. Your immunity to the emanation has been weakened.
47 lies motionless on the floor. His face is still a colorful paint. Fear and uncertainty quickly rise around him.
How? That's never happened in the last 8 times.
A feeble induction, my friend. Just because you've never seen a purple cow doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
Must we talk of logic now? 42 has literally been emanated.
First the army, then the emanation. Everything's been falling apart since the outsiders arrived on this island. The Foundation and Manus Vindicte. One of them must answer for this.
Then you should also ask 37 and number 0 what they've done in the sacred place to anger Apeiron so much.
Hi. No, 37 didn't cause this. I told you. It was Manus Vindictae. They broke the peace agreement and launched suicide attacks. They forced their way into the cave.
You and them are equally responsible on this matter. They at least paid with their lives. What about you? You claim that 42's abnormality was caused by the emanation. But how are we to believe that it isn't, in fact, the work of your arcane skills? As we went through your belongings, Miss Vertin, we found a golden sampling device. Enlighten us. What exactly is the Foundation looking for here?
That's...
From the other side of the hall comes a soft chuckle.
Good, Vertin, good. Let the confrontations be louder and the struggles be harder. I wonder what shall come of this.
Silence.
The gavel slams down with a heavy, undeniable thud. The host of the assembly rises to his feet, his face unusually grave.
The debate will end now. Since we were unable to come to an agreement, further discussion is pointless. There are more pressing matters to attend to. This will be the end of the assembly, and my decision will be the final ruling. I demand that both parties leave this island at once.
The decision is clear and final. As the number of reconciliations, 6 have been mindful of its uses of unilateral authority. Yet, there is no objective this time. The hall falls into a silence that demands a decision. What to do? We'll accept his verdict. The outcome is still unacceptable. Things will just go back to square one. Besides, the constant exchange on the storm and the sample of cerebral nuclei are significant advances of synthetic research. More importantly, if the schools of apparel cannot form an alliance with the Foundation, then they must be stopped from joining forces with the enemies instead. This is a chance to take the initiative and avoid being caught in the reaction position. All that needed is to stand up and
I
nod.
respectfully accept your verdict.
Agreeing with was the easy part. Now comes the real issue. What will she choose to do?
My choice matches that of Vertin's.
She casually agrees, just as she did when she asked to plead for the stone spangle.
But may I ask for one small doubt to be dispelled? Miss Vertin and I will depart ere long. Do you truly not desire aid from us?
You're kind to ask, miss. It is true that our circle has been disturbed, but we see it as a mere turbulence of the phenomenal world. He who holds the compass decides the circle. This will not shift the center of our focus, nor change the shape of our beliefs.
Six beds down, laying the hands on 42 spreads.
He purged the storm syndrome with an arcane skill. I never thought it would be possible.
I have to check, I'm not sure.
Intelligence has cleansed 42 of confusion. It is also what the island needs. The incident will be properly handled, and my ruling stays unchanged. I expect your words to be matched by actions, Miss Arcana.
His tone is cold, leaving no room for negotiation.
Certainly. It
Yep,
was
they
a
are
fair
hands.
and just decision. If only one could depart amidst such unfavorable weather. I presume Miss Vertin will also appreciate more time to prepare for the journey. What sayest thou?
It's a reasonable request, and her expression is nothing but decent and sincere.
The hourglass empties in 2 hours. Please leave before that.
Thank you for your thoughtful consideration.
The decision is met with no further objection from the people. Six puts away the hourglass and looks at the silent audience.
Lastly, I would like to share a story. To conclude today's meeting and respond to Miss Arcana's tale.
I am most honored.
The leader raises his hand and faces the people.
I too have heard the story of the first circle, but in my version, more followed. The first of man were intimidated by the enormity of nature and constantly tried to defy and escape it. Our ancestors, however, had the opposite reaction. They found solace in nature, which welcomed them with a nourishing embrace, sharing its vastness and sublimity without reservation. It was the perfect harmony, the moment the circle ceased to represent confrontation and avoidance. As we bathed in Apollo's illumination and wandered the tranquil shores, our souls resonated, and we were lifted to a higher wisdom. This was how we conquered our fears, emerged from ignorance, and allowed ourselves to indulge on the essence and forms. This was the rise of the classic man. May you all be blessed with the courage for reconciliation, the determination for peace, and the devotion to nature. Qualities no less noble than caution and defiance. You may all leave now.
Please, just a moment.
A clear voice rings across the hall, stopping Six in his tracks. Her robes flutters as she stands up on the high podium.
I will fix our circle. 888 was right. I have enraged Aperon. I am responsible. I will go back to the sacred place, pass its test, and ask it to share the divine light of Gnosis so we can learn the truth about the essence. I will make up for what I've done. I promise.
Six turns around. His eyes meet the gaze of the determined star.
It has been 300 years since the last challenger had their success in the cave. 37. Are you aware that we have other means to cleanse the island, even if you don't bring the matter to Aperon?
Yes, I'm aware.
Then are you aware of the price you will pay, should you fail its test?
Yes, I am.
Then you shall have my blessing.
He leaves, ignoring the murmurs of shock. The gavel is thus brought down. The long debate has finally come to an end. To be continued. Next stage. Okay, so the beginning of a proof. A wise man once said, "A good start is half the battle. However, He forgets to mention that what completes the rest of the battle.
The headquarters has issued a notice. The critical point of the storm is in Vienna.
The chief assistant puts down Miss Radio and turns around with a sober expression.
This type of storm syndrome involves a bodily transformation into oil paintings, primarily affecting the face, but sometimes spreading to the torso. It is often accompanied by delirium and an intense obsession with war. Like the storm of 1929, it was accelerated by social upheavals resulting from the constant tensions Manus Vindictae created between nations.
This era.
The color of the skies has changed. The storm syndrome has finally reached this island. No one on the team caught it yet, but still could soon change.
This is absurd.
Regulus is back. With a bag filled with alchemy materials over her shoulder, the young pirate remains spirited despite the weak underground capability.
We went through all that trouble, sweated our guts out, and finally got to a place where the storm can be kept out. But now you're telling me that immunity is going to disappear like a fart in the wind. I was planning to stay here for a while. There might be alchemic materials and pieces of books the Abraxas has left behind from their mills. Oh, now that is frustrating, mate.
Such is the nature of Arcanum.
The immunity hasn't disappeared. It's just waning. For now, only the beach has lost the effect. We're still safe around the Hall of Appearing.
But there's no guarantee that we'll be safe here forever, right? Reminds me of Xenos' survival test.
Sinetto and I talked about this. We think the island is protected by a large-scale arcane ritual. The sudden decay of the island's storm immunity might be the result of its changes, though I'm unsure of the specifics.
Those people are doing something about it, right? That leader with the rockstar hair, shouldn't he be taking action by now?
Six has gathered all integers after the assembly. They're going to perform a mass cleansing ceremony. 37 also mentioned a test. I think they have more than one way to deal with the changes.
To the best of this apple's knowledge, secluded pure-blood arcanist groups often have rituals that they keep to themselves. These islanders impart truths based on intellect and rationality, yet their doctrines are highly religious. Perhaps their arcane skills are passed down in a religious manner.
Oh, very mysterious, very arcane. I hope they're not all huddled together doing a mass at a time like this. And I'm more worried about us, Capitan.
Lila changed her tone, unusually serious.
Arcana asked for more time for both sides to withdraw, didn't she?
Yes. Six gave us 2 hours to leave. That is to say... we must set out when the storm countdown reaches 2000.
And before that, the stone bangle on your wrist still works, right?
Yes. I can feel it. It would scold me whenever I thought about going to war with them.
Huh, I see. So we only have 2 hours for the plan.
Plan? What plan? Aren't we sneaking away from all this?
Sorry, Regulus. Your accommodation was a long way from ours. so we haven't given you the latest updates. To put it simply...
Where are you going?
The sudden appearance of the girl started the crowd. 37 stands there with a curious look on her face.
37?
We're discussing how to leave this place, 37.
Precisely. I was just about to say, your chief wants us gone in a jiffy, but we don't even have a piece of wood to sail with. Vertin is sizing us up to see if we can fit in her suitcase. She's going to swim across the Aegean Sea using her tiny arms. Right, Vertin?
Regular squints and eagerly pokes her elbow in.
Sounds like lots of fun. Then you must leave from the north side of the beach. Jump off the cliff there and head south. The cliff is on the tangent line of the Hall of Aperon, which is a good sign for your journey.
She nods confidently, fully convinced of her own conclusion.
I will show you where to jump, but you'll have to wait till Vertin and I return.
Me? Where are we going?
What kind of question is that? The only place worth going.
Where are we going? She extends her hand with a light and happy tone.
You're the one and only Zero. We'll go see Aperon together.
Guest room.
Aren't you going to look for 37? You took such good care of her while she was in a coma.
In the darkness, the figure trembles over her so slightly. She tries to steady herself.
I don't know. I don't know what I should do, Madame Mata. She's going back to the cave for the test, where I can't help her.
She looks down, trying her best to press her shaking hands together.
All I can do is pray for her, for I have no adequate knowledge or power to assist her. As ever.
Perhaps you needn't worry so much. 37 is the one favored by truth. She will be fine.
I know. It's just...
Sophia lets out a long, helpless sigh and buries her face in her
She is
palms.
also of mortal flesh. She could get hurt, bleed, or die.
She avoids looking at the beach, seeing it as a battlefield where she lacks the skill to engage.
You haven't been with us for long, Madame Marta. The Peyron and its test might be new to you. Here on this island, we spent years theorizing, proving, and constructing models based on our mortal comprehension, defining the boundaries of what man is capable of understanding. But when it comes to the essence and forms, we are unable to make any definitive statements. So we humbly approach the temple and inquire about the correctness of our beliefs. And our answer is delivered as a yes or no, reverberating in the form of echoes.
Is that the submission of proof Six mentioned before?
The corrector nods, knowing her friend has a natural talent for this.
Validating one's essence and soul with a number, and verifying the authenticity of one's claims are simple feats for us. But a Peyron's test is different. Those who succeed will obtain the transcendental truth. Those who fail will pay a terrible price.
Everything has its limits and boundaries. Those who overstep their bounds will only court their own misfortune. We must respect and be wary of our limits, so our souls will be adequate for our bodies, and all things be refrained from excess. The boundless, limitless, and infinity are not of our realm to tread. They belong only to ancient beings that we cannot utter. We can only stand in awe, offering our admiration, humility, and reverence. Now 37 is going to knock on its door and ask to be indulged with the transcendental truth. But if she fails, if she can't bear the weight of the boundless infinity,
she can't go on.
I wish I knew a better way, or could even do it in her place. But only she can do it. It has to be her. 37.
I'm sure this is the perfect solution to finally put an end to all our problems. If I pass the test, Apiron will grant me the answer to one question. It can be any question I don't have an answer to, even about the essence and everything. At least that's what Mama told me.
37 nods with confidence.
I just have to choose the right question to ask, and we will be rid of all the troubles, whether it be the emanation, the turmoil of the phenomenal world, or the dangers threatening the island. All will be gone. I have Six's blessing. He agrees with me. So, Vertin...
Not so fast. You can't just steal away our helmswoman like that. This thing, it's too good to be without any risks, don't you think? What if Vertin doesn't make it back, huh? Who's going to swim us across the sea then?
It could be risky, but not for Vertin, only for me. 0 multiplied by any number will still be 0. And we have validated that proof.
Well, that's not good enough for this pirate. Besides, Vertin doesn't seem like a 0 to me.
It's okay, Regulus. I think I'll be safe there. But 37, isn't this a sacred test for your people? I've never taken the oath. I'm not one of you.
That does not matter, Vertin.
She gently shakes her head in determination.
But you must know that once we enter the temple, we cannot turn back. The path to the truth is a one-way road. Our last visit was interrupted, remember? You didn't get to ask your question, and I didn't get my answer. And now, I don't need to ask my question anymore.
She bites her lips, holding her own arms right.
You and your friends were right, Vertin. The discord in the phenomenal world does have an effect on essence and forms. No one can argue against this when facing the emanation. But there's more I'd like to know, and I believe you feel the same. I will tell Six that you're coming with me. I will tell everyone and persuade them, because this is the right thing to do.
Go, Timekeeper. While you're out, Lilia and I will ready us for evacuation.
We will liaise with the Foundation from here.
Thank you both. I'm ready. Before we go, 37, I have a question.
The golden aperture has arisen. This could be a chance to level the playing fields against Magnus Vindicius.
You just said that a Pyrrhon will grant an answer to whoever passes the test. Will it answer my question? If I asked for a way to become immune to the storm?
So stage 5, 4 cross checks. The first step is to reduce it to a quartic equation without a cubic term. The second step, F is math. "22 hours.
Damn narcissistic, fat-headed, humanocentrist freaks! You are the crazy ones, and I will prove myself right!
Seriously! Can someone please bring Matthew back to the rehab center? That mask has made him crazy!
The researchers are flail wildly as he stumbles across the shiny silver floor, adding more to the chaos. Amidst the mayhem, a bottle of alcohol on the ground bursts into a bright blue flame. And then 2 metal feet stops across the fire without hesitation. It's Lucy, right?
Progress?
Not much. We've called all the experts here, but so far it's been a waste of time. Not even a bodily reaction when reciting the text. It doesn't belong to any known language, nor follow any linguistic rules. Many are starting to doubt the accuracy of the incantation. After all, it was copied down by a novice investigator with her arcane skill, not her supervisor.
The door is pushed open. The spacious room is now packed with people. They all gather around the radio on the table.
Miss Marcus, can you confirm that the incantation you dictated was correct? We also learned that you witnessed a visual recording of Arcana performing her arcane skill, depicted through images recreated by a pure-blooded arcanist. Is that right?
Yes, to be precise, I saw it in the memories of Isolde, a former member of Manus Vindicte, using Miss Cacanya's arcane mirror.
Can you attest to the accuracy of this memory?
I can't say.
Do you deem the reflection of Miss Cacanya's arcane mirror to be accurate, factual, and without misinterpretation?
I'm not sure.
Can you confirm that your arcane skill, Read, was performed correctly and provided an unbiased, objective, and flawless interpretation?
I don't know about that either. But I saw it with my own eyes. I heard the chanting. I don't know what language that was, but that's how I heard it, and I've written it down phonetically.
Please calm down. We are only verifying the details. The Foundation has dispatched a special operations squad to you in Vienna. Please make sure the 2 other arcanists involved will return to the Foundation with you.
I understood.
This call ends. The Legion removes the headset. The result is far from ideal. Her face is pale, as lifeless as her mechanic colleague.
Is this it?
A sarcastic voice cuts through the air as the man pushes through to the front.
An ancient miracle, a circle of salvation. Euna seco, atuna psycho. An inexplicable incantation transcribed by an arcanist based on what she saw in the memory of another arcanist recreated by yet another arcanist. That's as convoluted as a dream within a dream within a dream. To think they wanted an objective restoration. I mean, if Gnosis is so reliable, and can really cross-check not only once, but 4 times. It should have long replaced science by now. With this level of uncertainty, we might have better luck asking typewriter monkeys to randomly give us the answer to the storm immunity.
Adler? Why are you here?
I requested his participation on the cryptography team. He is a human, but he excels in the field of cryptography.
But
The man takes a grim step forward.
And why can't I be here? Is it because Greta Hoffman's my sister?
Oh.
And is this what a respectable and honorable member of the Foundation gave her life to retrieve? Is this the ritual she died for? Oh, right. It wasn't even her who retrieved the ritual. It was a student.
You are not currently on the official roster. You can leave at any time.
Leave? Why should I leave? Ich habe jedes Recht zu wissen, wofür meine Schwester gestorben ist.
I have every right to know
Nun
what
gut,
my
Leute,
sister
an die
died
Arbeit.
for.
Lasst uns dieses große Rätsel entschlüsseln und sehen, was es uns bringen wird. Erlösung oder Zerstörung?
He leaves sneering, waving the note of a fanatic spelling in his hands. The farce is finally over. The room is at peace again. The proto...
Return to your stations, please. Let us not dismiss its credibility until we have exhausted every possibility.
Welcome in, Millie.
Also,
She calmly turns her head.
add Adler Hoffman into the cryptography team roster.
Phone on the wall used for internal communications begins to ring.
Storm Observation and Research Center. Noted. I will make sure Miss Lucy is aware of that.
Alyosha puts down the phone and turns to the robot, a flicker of panic on her face.
What is the matter?
It's a call from the rehab center about the previous study on the Manus mask. Ma'am, I think you should go see this in person.
Very good, Matthew. Now tell us, what did you hear?
A already narrow corridor is now filled with security guards. The room they're guarding is heavily secured, isolated behind 3 layers of tempered glass. A patient sits in the room with a mask on his face.
Voices! Those voices! The inaudible murmurs, the frightening whispers, they
Thanks for
whir
the
into
look,
my
Panzer.
ears. I told you before. I wrote about this before, but you dismissed them as manic episodes.
It's going crazy.
Did you put on the mask?
Yes. How else would I know that I was right? And now I know. And never have I heard them so clearly. They are screaming inside my head. Their temptations, their promises. I just have to let go of my brain. Can you hear it? The benevolent mother is speaking.
His nails dist deeper into his palm, as if fighting an overwhelming impulse.
How? I can write the ultimate paper.
Who is this mother?
She's answered by a loud crash. The researcher flows himself against the glass, gasping in horror and scratching helplessly at the surface.
I can't say anymore. They see me. They've come for me. Kill me. Kill me now.
It's too late to beg for mercy. His screams are utterly silenced as his head explodes open behind the glass barrier. Amidst the splatters of blood and brain, a new being emerged from the remnants of his flesh. Oh, thanks for the hydrate and the stretch. Do the stretch first. Alright. Alright, thanks, Billy. The alarm blares loudly. The mantis follows, wiggles up for Buddy's floor, holding a triangle in his hands. He lets out a loud cry, reminiscent of a newborn first wail. The lieutenant ends the call, cutting off the horrid sound on the other end of the phone.
Suspend all research on the Manus mask at once. Its dangers far outweigh the potential benefits. Seal away all equipment and share only a controlled account of the incident with others. We cannot afford to have another researcher try on the mask again. Now, clean this up.
Yes, ma'am.
The airlock door hisses open. A squad of armed guards swarm the room and cover it with sleeping gas.
Another dead end.
Okay, we had a mountain person, so should be easy fight.
Give me a shift. Just one with the lowest denomination.
Oh, thanks for the posture check, Panzer. Debuff.
The moment of silence.
It's newly made this year. Another jar?
Learn from silence.
Got you. Enjoy. It's wrong. It's wrong.
Yeah, I know.
The moment of utterance.
Ooh, the heat is. Hey, hey, hey! Don't be shy, mi
Till the
amigo.
torch is lit.
What? You still don't recognize me? What about now?
It's wrong. It's newly made this year.
Yes, I know.
Time for ears to listen.
Got you.
Hey, hey, hey! Don't be shy, mi amigo.
I remember it's called lending a hand.
Emergency notice to halt research on Mantis Vicdensis masses. To all members involved in the storm research, Mantis Vicdensis masses are now considered extremely dangerous and of no research value. All related researchers experimental must cease immediately. In addition, if any members become irrationally agitated, display a normal hatred towards humanity, and believe they hear a soft, seductive female voice that is not there, nearby personnel shall immediately evacuate the area and contact the nearest security office. Dangerous wearers, Mantis Vindictus, internet working unclear. Matthew, transformed. William, secure. Vienna's... wait. So Vienna's investigation operation reports for public records. News from the front lines. The esteemed Miss Greta Hoffman, a valiant fighter of human advancement, had tragically lost her life during a storm investigation mission. Investigator Marcus has successfully relayed valuable information and is waiting to support on site. A special operation team has been dispatched post haste. Please resume work status after reading this report and observing a 3-second moment of silence. Hoffman, deceased. Marcus, waiting for support. Examining the sword is a taunting task. Okay. So this is why it's wise to collect and document every possible clues here for future reference. So, oh, okay. Pride and Prejudice. A chaotic duel found in the chaotic mind. An unknown incantation. Hey, hey Suki, thank you for the raid. So we're just doing Reverse 1999. It's the first anniversary, so it's a year since the game came out, and also it's the 1.9 update. A mask that has proven to be extremely dangerous. These are the only leads that currently have on the storm. Her metallic fingers picks up another stack of files. These are the test results of the Mantis mass, confirming the presence of emission nuclear R. The robot studies them carefully. The slit on her face pulses in contemplation.
What is the status of the sampling, Simone?
Oh,
Any
so we
updates
got
from
lucky
the
and got
timekeeper?
Lucy.
For the moment, no. The people on the island are still suspicious of the Foundation's motives, so she hasn't had a second chance to collect any samples. But she has called in an hour ago. We were informed that she will return to the cave shortly. She also warned us that the immunity zone on the island appears to be shrinking. The safe zone is not stable.
Hmm.
The robot did not have a did not put it on her face today. Simone can only read her mood from the narrow slit.
Mom, have you noticed something?
They are unrelated, Simone. The mask and the incantation are indeed related to Manus Vindicte, but they are unrelated to each other.
She moves the sealed mantis mask aside.
If the account of the Vienna investigator is correct, one cannot help but question. Why would Arcana not simply give the masks to Isolde and her brother?
Investigator Marx's report was highly lacking, making it challenging for us to infer what truly happened.
I suppose we can be skeptical that the report is incomplete, but it is all we have for now. She did a good job. I could not have asked for more. We all heard it. An ancient miracle. A circle of salvation.
The robot extends her hands, drawing an imaginary circle in the air.
The leader of Manus Vindicte promised a miracle, but the mask is far from it. The mask is a tool of control, designed to identify and enslave the believers. Matthew has demonstrated its effects for us. But this ritual is different.
Do you mean the ritual is more sophisticated than the mask?
Perhaps, but it is not entirely definitive. The investigators in Vienna completed their mission spectacularly, and now Matthew has proven that the mask is useless for our purposes. Its immunity was only a cover for its other functions. And the mask has powerful and irreversible side effects. Even if we find out how it protects the wearer from the storm, we cannot use it on our colleagues.
She picks up the script.
If this incantation is verified to be true, it will be our Promethean fire.
This ritual is useless to us. Save yourself this trouble. We're not getting anywhere with this.
What?
The room is cluttered with all sorts of sophisticated equipment. The floor is littered with scrap paper. The researchers have soon lifted their heads or taken a break for quite some time. The cryptographically led stares at Enigma, a fresh cup of coffee in his hand. His patience is wearing thin as the metaphoric extreme label tolerance in his mind
Explain
about to
yourself,
snap.
Adler. What do you mean the ritual is useless? You barely sat down. My coffee's still hot.
The cryptographer always hands a stack of paper from his desk.
I don't need to waste any more time. It's simple logic. The current information is insufficient for cryptographic decryption. We're attempting an exhaustive brute force, comparing every ancient text and record to find the language or corresponding text. It's like looking for a needle in a colossal haystack. Even if we stumble onto a match, none of us can validate such a thing. A breakthrough in this regard is simply not possible.
You can't be serious.
Across the room, a man stands up abruptly from his chair, clenching a pen in his hand.
And what is the basis of your reasoning? Have you figured out the mechanics behind the ritual?
I didn't need to understand the intricacies of Arcanum to deduce this. It was simple logic.
So you never even tried to understand it. With your supposedly superior human reasoning, you dismissed all of our dedication and hard work just like that. Who the f do you think you are?
Before anyone can react, the researcher lunges at Enigma and punches him right in the face.
What?
Enigma brings a hand up to his cheek, looking more confused than
Matthew was
angry.
right. You arrogant fools, clueless morons! Get out of my face, you humanocentric narcissist! Go to hell!
The researcher starts, brandishing like his pen, like a soldier brandishing a dagger. Much to his frustration, his swing loses power mid-air, another casualty to the neck and shoulder pain that plagued the office. Enigma narrowly avoids the attack, bewildered by the turn of events.
Was this really necessary? I was just sharing my conclusion.
Oh, it was the mask. I should have thought of that. He worked in the same lab as Matthew, and he must have been exposed to the mask.
But his physical exam seemed fine. Is there an incubation period?
Does he seem fine to you now? Huh? No! Williams, put that down. That's the only Conway Automaton 5 left after the storm.
Oh, he's met with a gun growl, followed by a deafening crash of metal against wall. The machine whizzes past his head and shatters to pieces on impact. The cryptographic lead has filled the sanity teeter on the brinks. He staggers towards the floor, frankly smacking the big button on the wall.
Security! We've got a code red!
Code red! Code red! Alright, then we'll use this team again.
Hey, give me a shift. Just one with the lowest denomination.
The moment of silence.
Another jar? It's newly made this year. Got you. You don't want to miss it. It's wrong.
The moment of utterance.
Yeah, I know. Ta-da! Time for a special massage. What? You still don't recognize me? What about now?
The moment of silence. The moment of utterance.
Another jar? There they
we are.
Seven, siete, set.
So, what are the implications for the decryption?
There were no unintended consequences. We were able to control Williams in time, and the Conway Automaton 5 he destroyed wasn't useful to our work anyway.
I am glad you kept the damages to a minimum.
And she turns off the screen in front of her and turns around.
Since you are still here, Mr. Ulrich, I take it as a sign that you have more to report?
Williams was merely an accident, ma'am, but Adler is a loose cannon on the team. We need to talk about this. With all due respect, I still don't understand why you put him on the team. He may have made his contributions to Laplace, but that was 8 years ago. Now he's just an irritating defeatist and a staunch supporter of humanocentrism. He never understood the Arcanum, or tried. He's still stuck in the time before the first storm and refuses to acknowledge that his small, beautiful world is gone. How can someone like that help us?
I understand your concern, but I have not heard anything about the incapacitation of Adler Hoffman.
What? He got a few scratches at most. The guy barely touched him.
So he is fine. I am glad we agree. Is there anything else you would like to report?
The robot waits 5 seconds for answer, but there isn't one. There must be a social cue that it's her turn to speak.
His lack of knowledge on Arcanum is exactly why we need him. His human perspective will offer valuable insights on arcane rituals. The results of this study will not only be used to save Arcanists, but also humans who share the same world with us. We are racing against the clock, mister, and your report on personal disputes and racial conflicts has wasted 2 minutes and 37 seconds of our time. If he refuses to cooperate, you have every right to remove him from the team. That is your responsibility. Oh. I am relieved that you survived your altercation. What would you like to report?
I'm fed up with wasting time, ma'am. The setback with the mask has already driven too many people insane. That's why you should take a look at this. I can logically deduce that our current direction is another dead end. The incantation isn't long enough for cryptographic decryption. We will have to turn to ancient records. Perhaps we'll find something in age-old manuscripts, in tablet inscriptions, or in the memories of powerful arcanists. But even if we find it, We can't validate it because none of us can cast the skill.
The robot remains silent during the pessimistic remark, flipping through each page of the file.
Low-ranking arcanists can't cast high-ranking skills, even if they know the exact pronunciation and meaning of the incantation. Gnosis is beyond reason like that and cannot be debated. It stems from raw intuition rather than logic and intellect, is shaped by personal experience and natural abilities, and cannot be intentionally replicated. And the most determining factor, it relies on the arcanist's purity of blood. The miracle ritual you hold such hopes for belongs to the leader of Manus Vindictae, a pure-blooded arcanist whose power is beyond our imagination. It's like asking a toddler to solve Goldbach's conjecture. It's completely beyond the boundaries of our limits.
But you are not an arcanist. Why should you play by their rules?
The man is taken aback by her question. It's something he never considered before.
You are right. Arcanists differ due to their purity of blood. Researcher Medicine Pocket has already reported the linear correlation between the bloodline of an arcanist and their abilities, and has drawn a conclusion 10 times more extreme.
Then you should listen. That's their area of expertise.
Her neck moves subtly, almost like shaking her head.
We know that our cryptographers do not have the power to validate the ritual. And we do not expect you to do that. All I ask of you is to come up with a feasible plan and to do it as a team.
Enigma turns away, repulsed by the mention of team. Lucy finishes.
Your deduction is logical, but not practical or actionable. So I should return this to you.
What?
She looks out of the window.
Your logic is impressive, Adler, but do not let it limit your thinking. You spoke of the boundaries of arcane power, but logic has its limits too, no? Knowledge can be obtained through various means, such as intuition, logical reasoning, empirical observations, and teachings from others. Your team is not the only one cracking the ritual through their own means. If you fail, we will turn to the others, and if that approach is wrong, we will try another. If no solution is found before the storm, we will simply wait for the next one. What matters is we keep moving forward, no matter the cost. We must keep to the path, or we will be swept away like dust in the rain.
For once, the researcher does not argue. He whispers as if talking to himself.
If one team fails, you can still turn to the others. Warum denn? Warum musste es Greta sein?
What?
Forget it. Just a bitter, irrational thought. This marks the end of my efforts. Hopefully, the others will bring you the needed breakthroughs.
The man walks away in anger, but only a few steps. A question comes to mind.
You've been waiting here for a while. Are you expecting someone? You aren't the type to waste time listening to us whine, so there must be something here worthy of your attention. Is someone close to a breakthrough?
Nothing of the sort. I am recharging. We have a public power outlet here.
She moves her joints as if standing for a long time has stiffened her body.
But I am indeed waiting. The doves of the Whitestone House are here. Good. Someone closer to the limit has given us aid.
Alright, to be continued. Where we at? 7 now? Storm immunity decryption progress. Investigator Marcus, originating from Romania, has conversed in several languages, including German and English, has determined that the pronunciation of the spell does not belong to any language she knows, and has therefore provided the spell as a phonic transcription. Alright, so she tried all these language. I'll smack him later. All incorrect. Missing critical information. Rare language. Dead language.
Be ever so careful, dear. The fiery thirst for knowledge is blazing bright within you. Be careful not to put it out. Once, many fire thieves sat here, sipping coffee, as they tried to decipher the best angle to hold up their reeds, to jam the burning wheel of Helios and steal his flame. The gods are selfish. They're stingy with their might.
Someone will receive it. First come, first serve.
True. I'm sure the early customers of the bakery share the same philosophy. The line must be respected, however hungry the latecomers may be. There are many fire thieves in the field of science, many more than in the bread buyers in the bakery. Take a look at these geeks in uniforms made of aerospace materials. Among them are arcanists in love with science who spend most of their time studying diodes and machines, and humans who are passionate about the future, always finding new inspirations. Elements, lightning, atoms. Perhaps you've forgotten their counterparts in Arcanum, but you must be familiar with them as scientific discoveries. These discoveries are the milestones of progress, sweetheart. The fire thieves firmly believe that they would be able to bring about many more technical revolutions. The fourth, the fifth, the 65,535th.
Sounds like a twist to the story is coming.
Not yet, darling. We've only finished the prologue. However, there is a but waiting down the road. Sudden rain dampened people's enthusiasm for the future. The floppy disks and many clever minds perished in it. Some of the fire thieves grieved the loss. They screamed and swore to retrieve what was lost. What about the rest of them? They returned to primitive chaos, like coelacanths crawling back into the ocean after thousands of years of evolution. Once again, they became the protégés of Arcanum. Perhaps they made the right choice by leaving that useless science behind. Who knows? The story of the fire thieves has only gone this far, darling. At this point, no one knows what will happen to Prometheus, or what's inside Pandora's box.
Okay, let's see something. Maze of the Minotaur. Huh. Have you found the thread?
Any news from Zeno?
They are moving as planned. The deployment will be complete within 2 hours. What about Arcana?
Same old, standing still on the rock as if she's a part of it. Soaking up the salt in the wind, I guess.
Sonata fiddles with the communication device, making sure Lilith's voice is loud and clear. Now Regulus can hear their exchange with perfect clarity.
She's found herself a good spot, overlooking all of us from up there. The center of the island where the number of people are heading, the entrance to the cave where Vertin and 37 are going, and the beaches in the storm. Nothing escapes her sight.
Impressive! Maybe she's planning her escape.
Is she also going to swim? Huh. It seems like we're in for a swimming competition. Speaking of which, it would be nice if those tortoise slowpokes could swim a little faster.
She hangs up and resumes surveillance of her target. The next 2 hours are critical. The islanders are busy with the cleansing ceremony, while the outsiders are preparing for their departure.
Look, Sonetto, I understand your plan now. But I still can't shake off a bad feeling about all this.
Don't worry, Regulus. We have gone over this many times. The margin of error should be below 0.00025%. I'm confident that it will work.
I know. Spare me with the numbers. I know I can rely on you.
She waves her hand quickly as if swatting away the number of like flies.
I'm still worried about Vertin. Will she make it back in 2 hours? If she doesn't come back in time, who's going to take charge and guide us? We'll have to steer our own course, won't we?
Yes. Laplace is gathering every piece of information they can find on the storm. The discovery of the asymmetrical nuclide R was already a remarkable breakthrough. It would help the immunity research a lot if the Timekeeper could find something useful in that cave.
The Pirates is not satisfied with the answer. Evidently, she has a strong opinion on the matter.
I don't think she's going to have a lovely time there, judging by what happened to me last time.
Having spent the longest time there, she's undoubtedly the most qualified to comment on the subject.
Is it just me, or do you also find this a bit fishy? The dangers aside, using an answer as a reward? What? Is this deity some sort of answering machine?
In fact, Apeiron is a philosophical concept introduced by the ancient Greek philosopher Anaximander, which means the origin of everything. It is the physical manifestation of the boundless, the indeterminate, and the infinite. Everything arises from it and returns to it. But it appears to serve a more practical purpose for the believers on this island.
Miss Marta told me about this. There are limits to the knowledge one can acquire, even when using numbers, which are considered closest to the essence. But Apeiron is a boundless, limitless existence. If we wish to seek knowledge beyond our own limitations, we must turn to it for help.
To the best of this apple's recollection, the more ancient, abstract, and intangible an entity is, the more likely it possesses arcane powers beyond our fathom. By communing with the supreme existences through sympathetic magic, worshippers could gain the guidance of the transcendental gnosis. They would, of course, exact a price from the worshippers as well.
Price?
Just hearing the word makes her heart sink.
Could you be more specific on that, Mr. Apple? What's the price? Lives or something else?
Burton, jump over here. Very good. Now you are on number 1. And you should jump to 7. This is a 4x4 magic square. You just need to make sure every 4 steps you take adds up to 34.
Howling winds fills the air. The unstable footing is the only solid thing that can. The path into the cave is completely different from the before. The transparent stairs are gone. They're swimming golden lines in the air. Now only cool rocks walls surround them, and number of bricks lies beneath their feet. It's a game of
I don't understand 37. This place is different the last time we were here.
It has changed because the test has begun. The path to new knowledge is always harder than verifying a known result. Don't worry. This is like a labyrinth with a minotaur. There is always a way to the center.
But weren't those labyrinth walkers offerings to the Minotaur?
Hey Van Hole, how's everything? Story's pretty good. Did you get to start it yet, or are you still at work or something? So we got lucky with Lucy. So the first 10 pull we did, we got Lucy. We did claim the free characters already. So we got some Simmerweiss, and we got Matilda, the 5-star Matilda. We got plenty more wishes, so I'm not sure if I want to still get Lucy to P1 or something like that. Yep. I'm still trying to work. How much time you have left until you get home? So right now we're on stage 7 out of in the new main chapter. Oh, nice. Good luck with the rest of the work.
Now we're going to solve the magic square. Vertin, the next number is 10.
As the magic square is solved, the main shifts once more.
It turned into a magic circle. We have to calculate again. This one's easy. The sum of the numbers on each circle should be equal to the sum of the numbers on its diameter plus the number in the middle. We're just going from a square to a circle. It's not that difficult. You are now on 32. We need to find 17 or 21.
Completely absorbed in solving the puzzle, she doesn't notice what's coming up behind her. A geometric figure with the number 21 hurtles towards her. For a moment, she thought she hears...
Careful, 37. The numbers are coming to life. We need to put them back in place.
Fight scene now. Alright.
My duty lies with you.
Three times 7 equals 21.
What? Are you making fun of my name?
White shell, pencil-like forelimbs.
Let's see.
Ah! It deflected my arcane skill. Burton, it's no use attacking 21. Just focus on 9 and 33 instead.
9 and 33, okay. Okay.
Start with the number that has the largest absolute value. 33.
Okay.
It's newly made this year. Another jar? It's newly made this year. There they are. Got you. You don't want to miss it. Ugh. There they are.
The moment of silence.
Yeah, I know. Tú decides.
Benefit from reading.
Hey, hey, hey! Don't be shy, mi amigo. You still don't recognize me? What about now?
Another jar?
Yeah, I know.
It's newly made this year.
Bien hecho. What? You still don't recognize me? What about now? 7, 7, set!
The ground ceases to shake, and everything comes to a standstill once again. The number has returned to the original position. Oh. 37 breezes past them with a cheerful smile, making a beeline for the exit.
Like I said, it's not that big of a deal. Hmm? I thought the next question would be the Ford Circle, the Monster Group, or Hilbert's Infinite Grand Hotel. I never thought it would be 6. Hello, 6. Are you the real thing?
Yes, I'm the real 6.
I wouldn't be so sure. When it comes to the essence, we are all shadows cast on a wall by a flickering fire. How do you know you're the real 6?
That was too much to take in. Even 37 can't help but step back.
Did you just smile? Now I very much doubt that you're real.
I didn't. And I am the true 6. This gate has always been guarded by a 6.
"37 does not too thrilled to see her friends there.
I have a bad feeling about this. I think the question we're about to answer will be very simple. It's just a formality, isn't it? You'll ask a question and let us through. I've seen you do that on other tests before.
Formality is also important.
No, only the essence is important. Only the forms are important.
Six shakes his head, showing no inclination to continue the debate.
This is a question about the essence and forms, 37. Please pay heed to it. As for Miss Vertin, we only expect you to lend a patient ear.
Very well.
37 looks at 6 with determination. The same look she had when she faced that challenge with the game of Cuddable. She confident that she can solve any problems that come her way.
37. If your pursuit of truth were to lead to the destruction of your faith and beliefs, would you still keep going?
What?
C claims involuntarily.
What kind of question is that?
Alright, so we're at stage 8. And I'm probably gonna call it since I'm not sure if I could still continue on. Alright, so thanks everyone for coming out for today's stream. Thanks Suki for the raid.